Howdy, everybody. How's everyone doing? Now, first, I want to start off by saying I completely apologize for Sunday. We were storming pretty bad here Sunday with the rain and the lightning and thunder. And my power, I had already scheduled the podcast and my power got knocked out. Oh God, what time was it? 6:30 or something? I don't remember what time it was. I couldn't even get into YouTube to cancel the thing. I had no power. I had no internet. I couldn't do shit. I could send some text messages, and I was telling Missy that I was not going to be able to do the podcast. So she had gone on to make a comment for me to let people know that my power and everything got knocked the fuck out. So it's not like if I schedule it, I'm going to have it. If I don't have it, something happened to where I couldn't make it. So it was the power and internet. And it came on, y'all, it came on at like 10 after 8, something like that. I'm like, really? Shh. Anyway, I was irritated. But we are going to have that podcast on Sunday evening, and Uncle will be my guest on Sunday night. Hello, Spirit Stalker, darling. How are you? But yeah, Sunday night will be fart facts. We have some really funny fart facts that I bet y'all didn't even know, that I was even shocked. Yeah. There's some fart facts that not many people know. I'm telling you what, we've done some research now. Mm-hmm. And did you know, just really quick, did you know that when you fart, it burns like 60 calories? Anyway, that's just one of them. Anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to apologize for Sunday's event, that I didn't have it. And yeah, so I had no power, no internet. This freaking storms knocked the shit out. I was so mad. So, but here I am tonight. Tonight we are talking about the Delaware Hauntings. That is a very small state. And I have never heard of any of these, so it's interesting. There are a couple of them that are very short that I couldn't find any info on. But very interesting. Like if I lived up that way, I would definitely want to go to some of these places. Absolutely. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the Delaware. We're going to start out. It's called Maggie's Bridge. And this is in Seaford. I don't know anything about Delaware. I really don't. I know it's one of that Delaware and Rhode Island are the two smallest states, I believe. Right. Delaware, isn't it? Is it Delaware that and Rhode Island are the two smallest states? So I don't know, but so this is called Maggie's Bridge in Seaford. I don't know if that's north, south, east, or west or whatever, but this is located on Route 78 in Seaford, but it's also known as the Woodland Church Road. Now, in the late 1800s, Maggie Bloxam would take her horse and carriage to town and would travel this bridge. One day she was going to town as normal. She was about 7 months pregnant at the time. While crossing this bridge, the carriage ran over a branch in the roadway, and it caused the carriage to quickly stop, and it was and the horse would try to go, and it was stopped. It wouldn't go over this freaking branch. So the horse started freaking out and got spooked, and the horse reared up. and it caused the carriage, the horse, and the girl to go off the side of the bridge. Now, it was noted that this was a horrible accident and that Maggie was decapitated. Now, it is said that if you go to this bridge and call Maggie, 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 you can hear the hooves of a horse coming towards you. If you continue to call her name, you will see shadows, or she will even emerge from the woods. Now, locals go there a lot, and they try to make her come out. They want to contact her. If you chant, quote, Maggie, Maggie, I've got your baby, unquote, you will hear a woman crying from the distance. Let's see, where was I? Okay. There's one local resident there that's written a book, and she has written about these things. Now, she says, quote, Maggie can be best seen on the night of a blue moon. When her name is called, a strong breeze comes whistling through the trees, and little flashes of light and what appear to be lightning bugs come from the woods. And with every light, they are closer and closer to you, unquote. She goes on to say, quote, you will truly have to hear it and see it for yourself to believe it, unquote. She has taken people there to show them during the day and during the night. Mostly during the day, it usually makes people's cars act up. Either it won't start or the lights inside start flashing. If the engine is running, it will shut it off, or you will feel like the vehicle is moving or rolling when it isn't. Now, she is the local there who wrote this book, and it's called Maggie, I Have Your Baby, The Haunting of Maggie's Bridge, unquote. And that's by Kelly Lidji, Lidji. So if you guys are ever interested in that, you want to pick up that book. I think I saw that it was available on Amazon. I would absolutely go to that bridge. I don't think I would want to call her like to piss her off. Like I would just want her, like I would call her and just wait. And if I see her, I would try to talk to her and let her know, you know, I'm not there. I come in peace. Anything you want to tell me or anything like that. You know, I would just try to talk to her, I guess, and turn the voice box on maybe. Definitely try to get pictures and videos of that. Even the lightning bugs, that's weird. To me, that's almost like orbs. Like we're coming to you. Or they could swarm together like to make her, you know what I mean? Almost like a lit up, like a mist, but made out of lightning bugs. That would be fucking cool as shit, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I would absolutely go there. You guys, if y'all don't think y'all would go there, put in the comments that you would or wouldn't and why. Because I'm just curious of why somebody wouldn't go or would go. I wouldn't want something to happen to my car. You know. But apparently, yeah, she wrote a book. So yeah, I don't know if she's like a ghost hunter or investigator, or I'm not sure, but apparently she has been at all different times and knows that she's best seen on the blue moon. I like to go ghost hunting on a full moon. Especially if it's outside because it lightens everything up. Now, I don't like going outdoors in the summer. Everybody knows that. I can't stand bugs, the flies, the God dang, the mosquitoes, the gnats, the spiders. Oh God. I don't like doing anything outdoors in the summer. You take me outdoors anytime during the winter, though. I'm in cemeteries. I'll do outdoors when it's cold because there's no bugs out then. During the summer months of May, June, July, August, September, I prefer to be indoors. I would rather find a haunted house or a haunted jail or somewhere indoors. Oh, it's okay. I prefer to go indoors during the summer and outdoors in the winter. It's just better that way. I prefer to be where there's no bugs. So, you missed the whole story. Well, this is just Maggie's bridge, and there was an accident where she went over the bridge and was decapitated. Did I not write that where they said that when she emerges from, I don't know, and it looks like she's holding her own head in her hands? I don't remember where I wrote that, but I guess I did not write it. But anyway, she went off the bridge. She was kept decapitated over a frickin' a branch. So it's a shame. And I being 7 months pregnant too, anyway, we'll move on to number 2. This is called the Addie C, ADDY, and then SEA. And this is in Bethany, Delaware. Now, this is located on Ocean View Parkway on Bethany Beach. This is a beautiful Victorian-style bed and breakfast with stunning ocean views. Now, it was built in 1902 and named after John M. Addy, ADDY. He and his family had it and used it for church groups during the Depression era. It has changed owners several times since then, but for the last 25 years, it has been owned and managed by the Gravitts. They've completely restored it to remain true to the original design. It has 13 rooms in which 3 of these rooms are haunted, even though there are spirits seen throughout this house, but mostly in the rooms is where they get their reports of events happening. Now, in room 1, room 6, and 11 are the 3 rooms that are haunted. Room 1, there is a solid copper bathtub that vigorously shakes. It's reported to shake even if someone is inside the tub for a shower or a bath. People have reported they were woken up in the middle of the night and heard violent shaking in their bathroom. They ran to the bathroom, and this tub was vigorously shaking and was moving across the floor. Nobody knows. In room number 6, people will hear organ music playing when there's no organ in there. People are warned of this when they rent the rooms next to it or that room. It's almost daily or several times a day that people hear the organ playing. Staff has become so used to it, and they say that they enjoy it when they hear the playing. Room 11 is apparently haunted by 2 separate ghosts. A handyman named Paul Delaney. He was employed by the Addies years ago and was very close to them. He was there very often visiting, and he would do work while he's there. Every time he came there, he stayed in that room. And that room 11 is on the 3rd floor. He, excuse me. He was killed at a job site, though, and not in the house. But he comes to visit the house a lot. What do you mean that's a big house? You know the house I'm talking about? You guys can Google it. I'm telling you, you guys can Google these and look at them. He makes himself seen. He has been seen walking into that room and sitting down on the bed, or he will stand over and watch people while they're sleeping. And people have reported that they've woken up to a man standing over them in bed that will just poof and disappear. Now, the second ghost in this room, his name was Kurt Addy. He always stayed in this room when he would visit. Now, he was the nephew. He was there and helping do some work on the roof while he was visiting. He fell off the roof. He slipped and fell off of the roof and died right there on the property. It's said that you can hear his footsteps in the room, up on the roof, in the attic, and you'll hear heavy footsteps that are restless at night walking up and down the hallway. Once someone that was staying in the room heard the footsteps and said that the footsteps stopped outside of their room, and the doorknob started shaking, and noticed it was locked, so they were shaking the doorknob. Now that would be kind of freaky. So it's like, hey, what the fuck? My room's locked. Let me in. I would absolutely stay there. I would stay in any one of those rooms. Would you guys go to that one? I would absolutely go to that house. Now, the next one is called the Bellevue Hall Mansion. And this is in Wilmington, Delaware, located on Philadelphia Pike Road, and it's nestled in Bellevue State Park. Now, William H. DuPont Jr. and his dad, William H. DuPont Sr., bought this original Gothic Revival castle mansion and the acreage for their family. It was transformed and redone and had a top-notch stable with their beloved horses and tennis courts. It was gifted to the state of Delaware in 1976 after the last family member, to their knowledge, passed. And it was turned into this fabulous 328-acre park. Now, this is a 4-story mansion, but only the 1st and 2nd floors are used. The 3rd and the 4th floor are closed to the public due to the unknown entities up there. These spirits here like to play with the lights and electrical devices. They will move chairs out from behind staff who's trying to sit down, like they're pranksters. Excuse me. Staff says the spirits can be heard talking and screaming in large rooms like they're having a meeting. No one knows who these spirits are and why they haven't left. No info is found or written about this house before the DuPont family bought it. All that's known about this is that the top floors are where the staff and servants were housed. There has been no psychic research or paranormal investigators there. The staff, though, they will say that what they see and hear up there on a daily basis, they know why it's not open to the public. Have I ever heard of a prankster spirit? I don't know. Have we ever talked about pranksters? I mean, we've talked about spirits that'll move things, and that could be like a prankster, right? Is when you like set your keys on the table, but then they're gone. And then they reappear, or you find the keys then over in the kitchen. Like, I guess you could consider that pranksters, right? Because, I mean, I have never heard of a spirit pulling the chair out. You know how we prank people. We'll pull it out as they're going to sit down, make them fall on the floor. They have their staff meetings up there from what they were saying. And they all witnessed this chair did not have wheels. The chair was pulled out from behind the girl as she was trying to sit down, and she fell. I'd still go there, though. I'd be like, please let me go to 3 and 4. Yeah. A poltergeist, just because it's a poltergeist does not mean that it's evil. All poltergeists, that's spelled correctly. All poltergeists are not evil. They just move items. They know how to use the energy to move items to get people's attention. Me and someone went to a house that had a poltergeist. Oh, cool. But would you know it's her if it happened? We ended up getting rid of, well, for the most part. But we ended up, that's when I was channeling really bad and, well, really good, actually. I was channeling a lot at that place, and I uncovered a whole backstory that they never thought we would know. And then the mama up and hauled ass. And they ended up reopening that whole police report from there. So, yeah. So the poltergeist ended up being the kid's dad. If y'all remember that one. And we went around the whole house. And the rocking chair would still rock. Like, it was crazy, this house. Anyway, I have talked to them a few times since, and they said that it's gone pretty much for the most part. The doorbell does not ring anymore. But the chair, every once in a while, he'll see the chair start rocking. So he'll talk to his dad and let him know, hey, thanks for checking on me. I know you're here, you know, now that they know it's him. And I said, just talk to him and let him know that thank you and all that. And he says it completely works every time. So the dad just pops in to check on him and then goes away after he talks to them. So, but he wasn't evil. He just needed them to know the truth of his passing. But that's cool. That's cool that they still play around like that. after. So the next one is called Cape Henlopen State Park, and this is in Lewis, Delaware, and this is located on Cape Henlopen Drive at the mouth of Delaware Bay. It's been a strategic location for various military operations, including the American Revolution, World War I, and World War II, with structures like Fort Miles serving as a key coastal defense. It saw military activity in the American Revolution with the placement of cannons to defend the bay. In World War I, it served as a Navy headquarters and had temporary gun emplacements. In World War II, Fort Miles was constructed, becoming a key component of the East Coastal Defense. Following World War II, this area transitioned to what it is now in 1964. It's currently open to the public with lots of things to do, discover, etc. Now, in Tower 12, there is a phantom soldier that is still on patrol there. He will yell at people if they get too close. You will hear a yell. He will show himself in people's pictures and videos, and he is dressed in a naval uniform. But from a distance, he appears to pace. So maybe he's walking back and forth, watching over the bay, guarding that tower for incoming whatever. So he's still on patrol. In the bunker, people have claimed to have been growled at while standing or walking by. This is near the campground bicycle trail. They have heard an animal start growling so loud people have literally stopped and turned around and went back the other way, and they leave the area. No animals have ever been seen there or reported, and no tracks have ever been found. So what the fuck is growling at you? That would probably scare me too. I don't think I like the growling thing. Now, people claim to see spirits walking all over the property. They've been caught on camera, and they appear to be water pirates searching for lost treasures in the dunes. I guess the pirates, they called them pirates, that would go around and rob the ships, rob them of their gold or of the shit that they already found even. So this is pirates in search of lost treasures that they will see all around the property, I guess. Now, that place sounds cool as shit to me, except the growling part. I don't like that. That scared me. I don't like hearing an animal growl, especially if it's at me. That's like the worst. That is a scary, scary feeling, isn't it? Like, have you ever had something like with a loud growl at you? Okay, so with my being law enforcement for 24 years, and I worked with the canine, and we would get the canine out, and the canine's usually pretty quiet until they get the word, and then they'll start the barking. Well, before they start the barking, they sit there and fucking growl. And that is such a scary feeling, because I'm like, fuck, I wouldn't want that thing mad at me. I don't want no dog growling at me. Especially them. Oh, no. No. The growling is, I don't think I'd like that. Moving on. This is the Christiana Fire Company, station number 12 in Christiana, Delaware. This is located on East Main Street. Now, this dates back to 1775 and is still open today and working. This was the first volunteer fire department in the state of Delaware. It has been changed and has made, and they added to it over the years. No, so it was a very slow station in the beginning. That's why it was just a volunteer. They'd get a call. The volunteer would have to drive up there and grab the truck and then go. And during the night, something. Oh, no. Nope. That would have scared the shit out. I would have been sitting in the fucking bathroom, locked the door. Nope. I don't go anywhere without my pew anyway. But no, that would have scared the shit out of me. Okay. So this was a slow station, but it grew to one of Delaware's busiest stations today. Now, back in 1928, it only consisted of 2 bays for the engines, 2 engines. Today, it has 6 bays with offices and living quarters for, because they live there pretty much the whole time. When they're on duty, they live there. And then they go, it's like they're there for a solid 24 hours and then they go home for 48 hours. I mean, not everybody does that schedule, but just about all firefighters are 24 on, 48 off. But they live there. They sleep there. They shower there. They cook there. They don't leave. They are there all the time. They live there. So they can be ready to respond to a call within seconds. Now, it is said to be haunted by the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of ghosts. There's a kind one and an evil one. The evil spirit appears in the doorway of the engineer's room. He is a dark shadow figure and wears a fireman uniform, which is called bunker gear. This evil ghost appears more often than the kind one. Now, these 2 spirits are always fighting with each other. You can sometimes hear yelling, laughing, like an evil laugh. Doors will sometimes slam shut. One of the training hoses in the bay will unroll itself. You will hear beating on the walls at night. On a few occasions, the fire alarm has been set off, but dispatchers say they did not receive a call, did not alert them. They don't know what happened. No one has ever investigated there to know who these spirits are, and they're unaware of the people it could be. There is a high turnover rate here at this station as well. Firemen always request to go to other stations. So I think that maybe nobody admits it, but I'm thinking maybe these firemen are like getting spooked and let's get the fuck out of this station and go to a different station that there's no ghosts. But apparently they feel that when the bad one shows up, the good one comes to kind of how do I word that? The good one comes to basically keep him occupied from doing anything bad. Does that make sense? That's what they're saying. That they think the good one shows up when the bad one shows up. But apparently the bad one shows himself more than the good one. But apparently you can hear arguing. I don't know. I would be trying to find either like an investigator or maybe a psychic to try to come there and find out who they are. Is it someone who died in a fire? Is it someone who died in the line of duty? I don't know. You know, why can't they cross over? Why is he mad? I don't know. I would want to be finding out though. I would want to be finding out. Welcome back, Spirit Stalker. Now, the next one is called the Catman's Grave. And this is in Long Cemetery that's in Frankfurt. Now, this is a very strange tale about a catman. Now, in life, this... Did it freeze up? Oh, okay. In life, this catman was a gravekeeper here at this cemetery. He was known to chase troublemakers out of there at night, like kids partying and stuff like that. He was apparently a feline-looking man with strong cat features. I can't figure that out. But after his passing, he was put in this cemetery, and it said that those features became more prominent. And now his spirit is a part cat, part man creature. Now, he is still there watching over this cemetery and still scares away partiers. Now, one local who happened to be one of the kids that he ran off before he died, he said that he has seen him again in the cemetery since his passing. He said he recognized him right away. He said he doesn't attempt to harm anyone, but definitely tries to scare them out of there. He has been known to toss sticks and stones at people. Now, I have been to a cemetery or two and had some things thrown at me. And I believe I was live when that happened. So if you guys were in that, you guys witnessed that. This other girl got hit in the ankle. I got hit in the back of the head with a stick. Like I got hit in the back with a stick just on my shoulder. Tree branches were falling and landing like right next to us. Everybody heard the break and the crash. No tree there. No tree there. I turned the camera. There was nothing on the ground, and everyone heard it break and hit the ground. And I looked, there's nothing fucking there. Who remembers that? Yes, they grabbed my pants leg. They lifted my pants leg up over my fucking boot. And when I yanked my leg away, my pant leg stuck up there. It literally was still stuck up on my boot. That is, if Tina, you're still watching, that is the one in Wellburn that I told you about. That shit happened at Wellburn where I got hit with a stick and it grabbed my pants leg. Annie got touched on her arm there. I don't know if she was touched anywhere else. I think you did that before and you existed. That could have been. I've gone see, a lot of that was posted on someone else's account because I didn't have a camera, and I would be live on my TikTok or something, and people could come into my TikTok and watch the live. But then we would have to go to someone else's when it was posted on their page, and then they would actually watch what we videoed. But you got. It could have been probably before you really knew who I was, Spirit Stalker. Missy, were you still in that? Were you in there? I remember Anyway, a lot of people watched the live of me getting hit with a stick, and what's her name got Jessica? Rebecca got hit with in the ankle. But anyway, yeah, they saw that happening live and heard it. They heard it. They heard the same cracking of the tree branches and hitting the ground and me screaming and jumping. And I turned the camera, nothing there. And we all were running out. We both pissed our pants that night. She ran through a ditch and caught air. There was a knock on her fucking driver's door, 3 knocks on her driver's window, and we looked and nothing was there. We got the fuck out of there that night. From there. But we can't not go back. We're always going back. But the pulling of my leg, that was a different night than us getting thrown stuff at. That was a totally separate video. That was a whole, because every time you go there, you get something different. One time you can have a good experience there. The next 2 times you go, it's a bad experience. And then you can go 2 more times and have a really good experience. Like one of the other good experiences we had there is we showed up and there was 3, 4, 5 of us there, but we had 2 or 3 different, the voice box was going, necrophonic was going, and another thing was going, and the same name Daniel kept coming up. This is actually on my YouTube in one of my very first videos. We finally, the Daniel came up and on all 3 different devices, 3 separate phones, and the same name come up. So that told us that there was a Daniel coming through. So then this Daniel started giving us directions: turn left, take 2 steps, turn right. I shit you not. When it said stop and I turned the lights, he took us and gave us the directions to his gravesite. So I turned my grid light on and I sat down and I was live and I had the grid light. A mist went right in front of the damn thing. Within a minute of turning that grid light on, right over his gravestone. He gave us directions of how to walk to his gravestone from where we were. That's on my YouTube. It's on one of my very first videos. Go, you can watch that. Anyway, okay. The next one. Let's see. Okay. He said he recognized him right away. He doesn't attempt. He can show himself. Okay. He doesn't attempt to harm anyone, but definitely tries to scare them out of there. He's been known to toss sticks and stones at people. He can show himself when he wants to. It's also said that if you're bold enough to knock on his headstone and disturb him while he's at peace, he will mess with your vehicle, making it difficult to leave. I wouldn't want to go there, and I wouldn't want to piss him off. I don't want to piss off any spirit. Anyway, the Dickinson Mansion, and this is in Dover. This is also known as the Poplar Hall, Poplar Hall. It's located on the Dickinson Plantation. It served as a childhood home to John Dickinson, former congressman and delegate to the U.S. Constitution Convention in 1787. This place was built in 1739 and was almost destroyed by a fire in 1804. It is now currently a museum. Now, John Dickinson himself haunts this house. Visitors and staff have reported to hearing the sounds of someone using the old master's study. You will see things move on his desk, and you will hear the ticking of the old typewriter with the bell to shift. You will see his apparition all around the property, and his voice, that is very distinctive, has been captured on several people's voice box. He will clearly identify himself and shares that he is happy with how the house is currently. Ghost tours there. They give ghost tours there. Now, this is called Fort Delaware, and this is in Delaware City, located on Pea Patch Island. It's been owned by the military since the 1810s. The French built this fort to protect Delaware from the Confederates and other enemies. In 1812, Captain Samuel Babcock oversaw the efforts to make it stronger, and that's when the seawalls and dikes were built, and it was finally finished in 1817. The dungeons are probably the most active spot in the structure, but you will see and hear spirits everywhere across there. The prisoners were kept in the dungeons with no beds and no water. They slept on hard concrete floors amidst their own feces and vomit. Death and disease were horrible. Many people who visit and staff report seeing shadows and full body apparitions. You can hear disembodied voices echoing through the halls, especially down in the dungeons. You will hear crying, screaming, yelling, talking, and banging on the walls that sound like you're banging on the wall with like a cup, like a metal cup. You will smell different smells, especially poop. You will smell the poop. You will hear chains rattling as well. People can take guided tours, or they can go and ghost hunt and explore on their own now. So I would absolutely go there, but I'll tell you right now that if I'm smelling old poop, you're going to get me to gagging. Because I don't do the poop and the vomit smells. I can't, no. I'm going to be like those Porch Cast 850 guys. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the Porch Cast. If y'all don't watch Porch Cast 850, y'all need to go fucking watch Porch Cast 850. Hysterical. Okay. And I live through them because I ain't trying that shit. They go and they taste all these different things. And the one guy, the blonde guy, you almost feel sorry for him, but they're doing it to themselves. They're choosing to do it, but they're so funny. They make it enjoyable to watch the gagging. It's so funny. Please go follow them. Porchcast 850. Number 9 is Smyrna Museum in Smyrna. This is located on Main Street. Thank you, Missy. That threw me off for a loop. It consists of 2 historic buildings. Now they have the barracks and the plank house, both dating back to the 1700s. Now the barracks, which is what is now the museum, was used to house soldiers during the War of 1812 and served as draft headquarters during the Civil War. The plank house is a significant example of early Swedish plank dwelling architecture. It was moved here after being discovered during a home demolition. Excuse me. So I guess it was done to where it wasn't noticeable. Like, is what I've got from that. Like, it doesn't explain anything. So I'm assuming um, that it was nobody knew it existed until they were trying to demo this house and was like, ooh, what's this shit? Okay, so both buildings were donated to the Duck Creek Historical Society in 1981. Now, here you will hear strange noises, whispers, and other sounds that leave you guessing what the heck you just heard. You will see objects move on their own. You can leave something somewhere, but you'll find it in a different room. That's where we go back to that prankster thing that we were talking about earlier. You will always have the feeling of being watched or feel that someone is standing directly behind you. One person said they felt someone walk up behind her and she could hear them breathing. But when she turned around, nobody was there. There is one ghost that favors the third floor. This ghost will follow you everywhere. Like they're watching every move you make. This spirit will make you uncomfortable to where you want to leave. Investigators have gotten orbs and figures in their videos and pictures. A psychic has never been there, though. I wish I was a psychic because I'd be like, can I go? I want to go. I want to go. I would go there. I would go there. And if I felt, if I go to a place knowing that this entity is supposed to like hover over you and like breathing behind, I would like be taking selfies and shit. Like, you know, like I would be taking a selfie, like see if I can get anything behind me or if somebody standing back there or try to get something in the pic or video. I would definitely be turning that voice box on, trying to find out who are you and why are you here and what can we do for you. All right, and my last one. This is called the Cannonball House, and this is in Lewis, Delaware. This is located on Front Street, and it carries a unique name, which is a testament to its historical significance. It was built in 1765, but it was struck by a cannonball during the British bombardment of Lewis in April of 1813. It has served various purposes, including a restaurant, a laundromat, and the private residence of pilots, including Captain David Rowland. That's Rowland. Tragically, a family member, Susan Rowland, lost her life in the house when a fire ignited when her skirt that she was wearing got too close to the fireplace. She couldn't get out. The house was purchased by the Lewis Historical Society in 1963. It was restored to its original designs, but strange things have been happening since. There's a door that refuses to stay shut, even when nailed shut. Their tools will mysteriously move overnight, and the door will always open. Another incident involving a missing key from a displayed 16th century Spanish chest. The key was eventually found under a coiled rope that suddenly appeared. Nobody's ever brought in the rope. Nobody's ever seen the rope. This is out on the display floor, and the rope just suddenly appeared with the key wrapped in it. It was assumed that the key had accidentally fallen inside the chest. But then poof, there's the key. Now, Rick Coherd, the late founder, reported a chilling encounter in the basement. He felt an unseen presence touch his arm. He said it was a full-on grab. He said it felt like, quote, someone up close and in your personal space, unquote. But nobody was there. Investigations have been done here. It's been confirmed that Susan is a playful spirit who will hide things from people. She makes herself known often. They believe that she is the one who keeps the door open due to her not being able to get out during her death in the fire. Which makes perfect sense. It's okay, spirits. But that does make perfect sense on why she would continue opening the door. She would feel trapped and she couldn't get out. And that's what led to, her anyway. So that's all I have of Delaware. Get back over here. I've already got my Sunday's podcast complete and ready to go. Again, I apologize for Sunday. I did not mean to just not have the podcast. It was scheduled, and then the storm knocked out my power and my internet, and I could not even get in there to cancel it. Thank you. Let's see. I have done, let's see, Delaware. Oh, Florida is next. So that means Annie's supposed to be, excuse me, coming on for Florida. Florida will be the next state. That's right where I'm at. And like I said, I think Annie is coming on for Florida as well. Yeah, I know of a lot of places in Florida. I can at least do the ones that I've been to as well. So that'll be fun. So it's kind of fun when you do it with the places you've already been, so, but yeah. But Sunday will be Fart Facts. Everybody wants to watch that one. We have some awesome facts I bet y'all didn't know about tooting. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but no. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So anyway, yeah, Florida's the next state. That is my state. Spirit Stalker, when I get to Texas, would you want to come on as a guest? And we can talk about some haunted places over there in your state. Now, and the Spirit Wolf. Okay, so I haven't seen her in a hot minute. I had her address, and everybody knows we've been working. That's right. You did hear about that. One fart is anyway, you can get rid of like 60 calories with one fart. Girl. Anyway, yeah, the fart facts are, I'm telling you, they're funny. Like I even have some animal info. Animal fart info. Yes. So the fart facts will be Sunday as long as there's not storming and I didn't lose my power again. I hope not. But Uncle Junior will be coming on as my guest for the fart facts. We all love Uncle, and he makes everything way more funny. And then Florida Hauntings, which I believe Annie will be coming on with me for that. That's all I got, I think. Goodness. Delaware is way the fuck up there, though. You know, if I lived close by, though, I would go to some of those places. Absolutely. Well, if you change your mind, Spirit Stalker, you let me know, because you're real. I have a couple other people that I know that live in Texas, but I don't think they're into the ghost hunting stuff. Like, I know there's a couple cops that I know that live in Texas, but they're not into that. So I'll have to look around, I guess. I am going to be live on Clapper for a little while longer. Also, my barn is close to finished. I've got a few little tweaks here and there to do. But I've got 5 piggies living in the barn already. I've got 3 more to move. It's not as easy to move a piggy as people think it is. So I might have to get a little bit of help to move 2 of them. Lollipop, I can put the harness on her and she'll just walk right in there on the leash. But there's 2 of them that I'm going to have help with, I think. Anywho, I am going to be live on Clapper, like I said, for a little while. I have to go out and close up the barn. And I'm going to take you guys out there. Well, if you're over on Clapper, I'm going to go live out there and you guys can see the babies. And I'll shut the barn up. I left it open on purpose. Last night was their very first night being shut up in the barn. There was no issues. I have my camera from my bedroom. I have taken and put out in the barn. They have AC. They have fans. I got the cutest piggy clock that I put up today. There's a clock now with a pink piggy out there. So I'm getting the barn really, really set up to be homey. I want it to be nice and homey for them. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here. Thank you guys so much, as usual, for joining and showing me your support. I love you guys, and I'll see you Sunday for Fart Facts.